What's up, you meatheads and mongoloids? I got some bad news. World War III seems almost inevitable, which will result in an almost immediately imminent apocalypse, complete and total destruction of our society, which will leave the Wally World shelves completely and utterly bare, driving us all into the streets and the wilderness to fend for ourselves. Thankfully, your boys over at Underwood have your back. Since 1822, that's right, 1822, Underwood Food Company has been making apocalypse-friendly food. Alright friends, today what we're going to do is go over some history and some taste test of Underwood deviled ham. This is a product that if you were born a few years before I was, it was likely a staple of your childhood. My understanding is that the suburban housewife and mother of the 1960s and 70s would buy this by the bucketful, mix it with some Hellmann's mayonnaise, slap it between 2 slices of Wonder Bread, and send their kids and husbands out there to conquer the world. Unfortunately, by the time I came along in the late 80s, that was no longer the trend and I was stuck with plain old bologna. If you're not familiar with the idea of deviled ham, it's essentially a ham spread. It goes into a category very similar like Spam or other potted meats. Vienna sausages are even in this family. It's canned preserved meat. Now the Underwood Company has been around for a long time. William Underwood started the company in 1822. They were originally packaging condiments in glass bottles in the city of Boston. Eventually they moved to other products, and in fact it is well documented that as the settlers were moving from east to west, getting into their crazy covered wagons to make the insane journey along the Oregon Trail to satisfy America's manifest destiny, they did so fueled by Underwood canned products. Now, not their canned ham, as that did not come along until 1868. In the 1840s to 1860s, when the covered wagons were making their way from east to west, Underwood was preserving things like pickled vegetables and preserved fruits to satisfy the insatiable settlers' hunger. By the time the Civil War had come along, they were the leader in preserved foods in the United States, and in fact, they provided most of the canned goods to the Union Army. Sorry, you Confederate sympathizers, Underwood is not for you. We are in favor of keeping the Union together. By the 1960s, with the suburban boom, Underwood had moved firmly into preserved meat. In fact, while deviled ham is their most popular and well-known product, they did it with fish, they did it with chicken, they did it with turkey, and they continued to do it with some other vegetable products until they were bought by a company and the Underwood name was kind of brought back down just to their deviled and canned meat products. Now, an interesting fact about this guy right there, running with the devil, this is the longest running food-related trademark in the United States. In 1895, Underwood trademarked this devil, and with only a few minor adjustments over the years, it has been in place to serve as the mascot for their deviled ham products ever since. Now, what's wild is that a company with so much history in the United States that has been around for so long is relatively unknown today, and I think that's because products like this get a bad name in the United States. Potted meats, canned meats, preserved meats, they're viewed as unhealthy options, and what I want to do today, not only are we going to taste it and eat some for lunch as I'm out here on my lunch break, we're going to dig into the ingredients and really see, do they deserve the ire they draw? All right, so right here, this is in fact a canned product wrapped in a paper label. Kind of interesting, you don't really see that. Let's look at the ingredients here. The ingredients for Underwood's premium quality deviled ham spread. Number 1 ingredient, ham, in parentheses, cured with water, salt, brown sugar, sodium nitrate. That's relatively innocuous. That does not offend at all. Even the sodium nitrate, that's just a preservative. Outside of the parentheses, and seasoning, parentheses, mustard flour, spices, turmeric. I can get behind that. Those are all relatively whole foods. Now, there are 2 servings per container. One serving is about a quarter cup. It's got 180 calories, with 140 of those coming from fat. It's a pretty good amount of fat. Unless you are on the keto diet and doing it completely wrong, this is not going to be a health food. But nobody said it was a health food. Plenty of things that we enjoy every day are not health foods, and like I said, we eat them every day. Per serving, you got 1 gram of carbs. Delightful. I'm a man who tries to stay away from carbs as much as possible. Nothing in particular. I just found I feel better in the mornings when I don't eat an entire loaf of rye bread right before I go to sleep. 8 grams of protein. Delightful. Cholesterol, 35 milligrams. 12% of your daily cholesterol. Where they really get you is the saturated fat. 27% of your daily saturated fat is going to come from 1 serving. If you're like me, you're going to eat the whole can, so you've had more than half your daily saturated fat on a very light lunch. Where this would be great is if you are doing something, let's say you're logging all day. Need to pack light or you're hiking. This would be a great source of calories in a nice compact container. It's going to give you some good energy. Let's dig into it. All right, I've actually never tried this, though I am a big fan of Spam and other such items. I just never got around to eating it. Like I said, the fad was over by the time I was a kid. I never got to eat deviled ham sandwiches. On the bottom of this can is an expiration date, August 29th, 2023. It is currently January 27th, 2020, so that's a pretty good long shelf life. Made made in the United States. This is actually packaged right around the corner in scenic Parsippany, New Jersey. I know from the view behind me you wouldn't think I'm in New Jersey, but I am. There are parts of New Jersey that are not total shitholes. Parsippany is actually one of them, even though they do have some manufacturing there. So let's get into it. Delightful, convenient little pop top. You get the top off, and look what we're greeted with. I'm not gonna lie to you, it looks and smells like cat food. Let's mix it up a little bit. Okay, it looks like it's about the same consistency all the way through. Yeah, looks and smells like cat food. There's no lies there. Let's get down to some tasting. All right, here's the truth, and I'm gonna tell you, if you're eating something like this with anything outside of stone wheat thin crackers, you're wasting everyone's time, and I do not appreciate people wasting my time. These are the best thing for something like this. See? It's delicious. It's delightful. Salty, got a good ham flavor. Honestly, it tastes like bologna. I can totally see how mixed with a little mayonnaise, this would make a great sandwich. I'm digging it on some crackers. Yeah, it's got some nice spice flavor. You definitely taste the turmeric. Here's what I'm gonna bet. If you take this, yes, that's an unappetizing thing in a little can sitting on a dirty picnic table. You take 2 cans of this, you put it in a nice bowl, you tell people you made it, they're gonna believe that you made a delightfully seasoned deviled ham salad, and they're gonna gobble it up. Right? The same person that would definitely turn their nose up at it if it was like this. Alrighty friends, there it is, Underwood deviled ham. I had no idea what I was missing. While I'm not a prepper myself, I am a guy who was a scout. I do like to be prepared. This is the kind of thing I could see keeping in the cupboard for an emergency situation when you can't get to the grocery store, or maybe you just forgot to go grocery shopping, or maybe you're drunk and hungry at 3 in the morning, you need something delicious. This would be a great drunk snack. Nice and salty. Goes great with a little bit of carbs from some stone wheat crackers. I can't wait to try some more Underwood products. Let me know of any other obscure processed meat products that I maybe have never tried, would like to. See you guys tomorrow.